Alright, so Magister just speedrun societal collapse like it's a new Dark Souls DLC. On one side, you've got regular Brits with flags saying, please stop replacing us. And on the other side, you have people with balaclava screaming, you are Nazis, just because someone dared to hang and share a St. George's cross. Now, subscribe now, or else Keir Starmer will send 500 immigrants in your living room and they will eat all your crisps. So let's start watching.
No, I'm not. I'm a journalist. I'm a citizen. I'm an unbiased citizen journalist. What would your ideal version of Britain look like?
All whites.
The UK and the main leader of some country, there would not be a refugee.
We need to be open for everyone.
They're not really one of us, and it doesn't seem like they want to be one of us. Please do not step in front of me.
They're not coming for the good of the English, mate. They're coming for themselves, greed.
You're probably wondering why the police have got their hands on me, why there is a load of
Few seconds in and the police look like they're mall security role-playing as Judge Dredd, you know. In 5 years from now, citizen journalism in the UK will require a biometric ID, £5,000 in hate insurance, and wearing a rainbow-colored lanyard. And it's funny how they are so keen on trying to remove citizen journalism. They didn't care about grooming gangs for 20 years, but one dude with a GoPro is a national emergency.
flags in the air, and why signs are being shoved in my face. Well, this started on August the 2nd, when a nationalist party by the name Britain First held a march for remigration. This was then met with a counter-protest by Stand Up to Racism. Join me as I speak with both sides and document the day. Disclaimer.
All these lads are sticking up for this country. If there were a war in this country, we'd be the first one there. So all I'm saying is, Mr. Donald Trump, please intervene.
What would you want Trump to do?
I want him to buy England like he wanted to buy Canada and make us a state that we're proud of.
You want to be part of the United States?
Yes!
After this gentleman leaving the ball in Donald Trump's court, it was now time for the march to begin.
The bro is literally asking America to annex them. He wants to be like Florida DLC. Like, is this where we have? Is this where it has all come down to? You know, wanting a full-scale colonization speedrun. This shows a complete collapse of faith in British leadership. You know, people would rather bet on Trump than Keir Starmer or Sunak, or which honestly isn't even a gamble anymore. That's like picking a lion over a rubber chicken.
As you can see behind me, everyone's beginning the march. They're chanting, Britain First fighting back, Tommy Robinson, Keir Starmer's a wanker.
We're marching to get our country back. We want our country back and to save our kids.
And how do we go about getting the country back?
Get immediately.
There has been massive, unchecked immigration in the UK, and we've all seen the results of it.
Illegals.
What would you say about normal migration? Is normal immigration okay?
It is, but we want our country back how it was, how it should be, with English and Britons.
So what would your ideal version of Britain look like?
All whites.
But nobody from any other...
Ethnic backgrounds as such, just not these gangs who are grooming our kids.
It's like that, right? In Poland, in order to be issued a visa, they have to check whether you come from a country that is culturally compatible with them. Now, the people that have been going into UK and Europe in general, they come from countries that have completely different cultures from us. And they bring those cultures with them. They do not assimilate, they do not adapt, they bring whatever traditions and thought processes they have, they bring it to the new country. So, yeah.
You guys want to force people in from all over the country because none of you are f***ing manx. Boo!
What do you think about this march taking place in Manchester, mate?
He thinks it's racist to want to have your country back. NPC talking points. That has to be one of the most banned sentences in Britain today, you know. Saying out loud that you want your country back will put you in an MI5 watch list. You know, don't worry lads, the diversity training PowerPoint will protect your grandchildren. maybe by 2040 you will need a permit to say England in public, because anything else is flagged as xenophobic language.
What's your thoughts on what's happening over there?
Well, it's ridiculous. What are they going to do? I think we need to be open for everyone. I think it's good that
Cue in the image of the NPC which says, I support the current thing.
England are fighting for their country.
Excuse me, sir. How is Keir Starmer a traitor?
No, it depends who you're from.
So you're saying Keir Starmer's a traitor. What makes him a traitor?
A lot of things. The Labour government, when they came in, they said that all this stuff about immigration, that they were going to look into it. In July this year alone, 25,000 boats have come in. It's increased.
I mean, from my point of view, they just don't want to be colonized by dingy boats, It's not, in my opinion, they're not racist. In my opinion, they're well in their rights to not want to be replaced.
It's not decreasing. And all those British people, we're fed up of it.
So would you like to see an end to illegal immigration?
I would like to see an end to illegal immigration. Then we need to send them back. And I'm not racist.
I lived in Manchester for 2 years, and I lived in Liverpool for 4 years. I studied in the UK for 4 years in Liverpool. I came back home, and after a few years I returned to Manchester for 2 years to work there. I integrated, right? After work, we would go to the pub with my mates, I would hang out with British people, and we would go to, for pub crawls and stuff like that. But I would take, for example, the bus from Manchester to Stockport. And within, from Manchester to Stockport, there is an area that doesn't look like England anymore, right? It looks like an Arabic Islamic country. Everything is in Arabic. All people are Arabs dressed in Arabic clothing. It's not like they're not British Arabs. They're like full on. It felt like I was in Pakistan.
I've got plenty of Muslim friends and lots of other people. I'm against what's being created in the future for our kids and grandchildren. And I think the way Islam extremism is, it's very damaging for this country.
The police are ordering everyone to stop right now. Yeah, it's kept stopping here and there. You alright, bro? How you doing?
Go on then, ask us some questions.
Alright, mate, what do you think about what's going on right now?
There's one key point that the elites deliberately blur, Most British people are fine with legal immigration. They just don't want to be colonized, But according to The Guardian, if you don't want 300 random dudes living in your shed, you're literally Mussolini, It's like this, right? If you ignore the legal versus illegal line, everything will collapse entirely. You will turn your country into a free-for-all refugee Airbnb. You don't want that.
I think it's absolutely beautiful. Patriots together, proud English people, and I think that we're losing our country. And anyone who says that they're a nationalist gets called a racist. There's a big difference. We need legal migration. We don't need illegal migration. It's ridiculous.
Obviously today the banner at the front says March for Remigration. What does remigration mean?
It means send them back to their countries of origin, wherever they came from.
Does that include legal migrants or only illegal?
Oh, no. If you're legal, I haven't got a problem with that. Most people here haven't got a problem with that.
I migrated legally. I'm Greek, so we have the Schengen area. I didn't need a visa. I was like, you are able to go and live in the UK as part of the European Union without the need for a visa. But there are people, I've seen people that would illegally migrate to the UK without anything or any passports or anything, and they would just make up a name and an age, and they would just go to the general population. I mean, where did that guy come from? How do you verify who he is?
It's the illegal immigrants coming here, being handed out £2,000 a month, places to stay in hotels, mobile phones, whatever they want. And in 40, 50 years' time, if we don't do something about it, we are going to become the minority in our own country. Yeah. And that just cannot happen.
After the march had finished and they got...
Yeah, I mean, the way things are done, right? Instead of the government trying to figure out how to increase the British population, how to give allowances for new families, how to promote marriage and families and stuff, they instead import thousands upon thousands of people from countries that are completely culturally different from Britain. Those illegal immigrants, they get exploited because they are paid pennies on the dollar to do a job. The local population gets exploited because now they're losing every job they have. You are essentially middle class is completely destroyed, and then you have a huge divide between the low class and the elite class that makes all the decisions. I think what's happening in Britain is great, and I hope it continues, and I hope there is political change there, because once this happens in Britain, it will spread out to all over Europe.
Got to their designated area, I decided to take a trip over to the counter-protest side.
Please,
Welcome to the NPCs.
do not step in front of me. Do not step in front of me.
So you might actually recognise this guy from other videos. He has had problems with us before. But anyway, you'll notice that I tried to walk away and go to a new area.
Wait, seriously though, what is your problem? What is your problem?
He doesn't have a problem. He's an NPC. He just, does whatever he's programmed to do. We live in a simulation, folks. Remember that.
Okay, that's fine. I've literally just got here. I haven't even spoken to a single person yet.
Again, you'll notice I've gone to a different area and I have still been followed.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Refugees welcome. They're not refugees. They are not fleeing war. I mean, some of them may be, but, once you hop and skip past 10 countries to go to a specific country because it has benefits and you're no longer a refugee. You're an illegal economic migrant. It's very different.
You do realise I'm unbiased, right? I'm not on any side. No, I'm just saying, I'm an unbiased journalist. I don't take a side. I'm not. I don't want to be videoed. Well, that's fine. I won't video you then. I'm a journalist, mate. I'm a citizen journalist.
Yeah, that's fine. You've got to leave outside, yeah?
Well, no, because I'm in here to do interviews.
No.
Under section 16, Public Order Act, I'm allowed to
Breach
go
of the peace.
No, what am I breaching? What are you on about?
Just really quickly, here I made a mistake. It is section 17 of the Public Order Act, not section 16. I got it wrong, and I do look stupid for saying the wrong section.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm a journalist. I'm a citizen. I'm an unbiased citizen.
You have to remember all the sections now if you want police to not encroach on your rights. You have to remember all your rights, or else they will abuse them.
Journalist. I'm an unbiased citizen journalist. Right, don't touch me then. Don't touch me. Under the Public Order Section 16, I'm allowed to be in there doing citizen journalism.
Are you antagonising?
No, I'm not antagonising. No, they're following me round. I'm not. No, you don't need one. You don't need one. It's citizen journalism.
You're at the moment.
Do you have a press card? Have you been vetted by the regime?
Put that away from your face. Don't
Well, I'll hold it here then.
We don't want any issues, so you're amongst them all like that, it's going to cause issues. We don't need it right now, thank you very much.
But if they're causing the issue, surely it would make more sense to stop them.
Amongst a lot of other people, mate, you're causing the issues.
Well, I'm not causing the issue. I'm there to do citizen journalism.
In the faces. By all means, film. I'll film from a distance. You go over there, you've got a better view.
Welcome to North Korea. I mean Britain.
No, but I want to ask people questions.
I don't want to answer your questions.
Well, there's some of them might. Some of them do. You're making that assumption.
That's just for it to be removed. So
If ITV News was here doing it, would you let them in?
have the press card, won't they?
Yeah, but what's the difference? I'm a citizen journalist. And under the Public Order Act, I'm allowed to do that.
If you want to film freely, by all means do so, but do it from safe distance, over the barrier.
If ITV News was there, they would be handed a cup and a tea. Because they have been vetted by the regime, they will have the specific topic points that are PC correct.
Where no one can get...
I'm a citizen journalist, I want to get in.
I get it, well get it. Speak to them over the thing, no one's going to get upset then, are they?
So they've said to me, to make some interviews on the side. They said if I can do it at the side and they can see if they're interested in it. Most of them are in the middle of the crowd, all spread out, and the police are in the way. I can't even get to ask people questions because the police are there. It's so loud that if I even tried to shout across, they probably wouldn't hear any of my questions. I just want to know what their opinions are, what their thoughts on what's happening, and then I can put the two sides together and you can see both sides' opinions. So you were just saying you had a similar experience. Obviously, you're doing photography, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a photographer. I like to cover events like this, but tried to get through just to get into the middle so I could get both sides of the coin, basically.
Well, if one side doesn't, maybe one side doesn't have anything to say, like the pro-immigration side doesn't have much to say. That's why they're aggressive, because they have no talking points.
getting both sides of the argument, but the police weren't letting me through, they weren't letting anyone through. But this is a massive event. You're expecting press to be around, but the police don't care, they don't let anyone through, full stop.
What's your thoughts on what's happening?
Well, you can see which side of the road I'm standing on. I'm against this lot over there. I believe they are totally wrong in their approach to the country's problems. I believe they're stirring up trouble and they haven't got any real solutions to the problems that the country faces. And yes...
Okay, yeah, here's one solution. Send them all back. Deport every illegal immigrant and every criminal. America is doing it, and it's working out pretty well for them. So why not Britain doing it as well?
A great many of them are being corrupted by racist philosophies and racist propaganda.
You alright, mate? How you doing? What do you think about what's happening?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
No problem, mate. Have a good day. Sorry?
Where are you anyway?
So waving the same flag that soldiers died for in World War II is now racist, you know?
I'm an unbiased citizen journalist. Oh, okay. Well, they're saying about stopping people coming in illegally by boat, stopping asylum seekers. How do you feel about that?
I understand that about people coming from above. It's like that. When this country invades after Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, then...
Nice veneers, by the way, bro. I'm sure you had that in Iran and Afghanistan and Libya.
That's okay. When people has a problem in the country, then that's wrong. The UK never invaded someone in the country, there would not be a refugee.
Do you believe the people over there are Nazis as well? Or?
I'm just here conducting unbiased journalism.
He's very wrong about that. When you invade a country that has actively committed acts of terrorism against you, you know, what are you going to, you know, when you have a country that has a constant threat of sending extremist terrorists in your country and committing acts of terrorism, what are you supposed to do? Just not invade them? Maybe what you should have done is invade them and then made sure nobody survived so that you didn't have to go through refugees. Is that what he's saying? I don't get it.
What's your thoughts on what's happening, mate?
I mean, they're calling people who are waving British flag Nazis. I think they're a little bit out of touch with reality.
What do you think the reason is for them calling people racists and Nazis?
Because they're paid or they're busting.
Yeah.
They don't genuinely... I think if they genuinely hold the opinions that people...
So waving the flag that defeated the Nazis is now enough to make people call you a Nazi. Make it make fucking sense, you know? So what, in 230 wearing a poppy would be classified a hate crime? You know, your granddad fought in Dunkirk so that the Karen and Che Guevara t-shirts and Starbucks cappuccino can call your grandson a Nazi for having bunting.
Flags of the country they live in, of the ethnicity and the nationality they belong to, if they genuinely believe those people are Nazis, then they have something wrong with them. I don't see how they could have come to a logical conclusion that these people are Nazis.
200,000 illegal criminals in 7 years, 2018 to 2025, extreme. So tell me a bit about that.
Absolutely. Don't you think, if you work that out, that's 30,000 per year, and that isn't including 2025. Plus, I've got it on good information that a lot of these are criminals in their own country.
Those are like mid-sized cities airdropped in Britain every 30 days. But you know, don't worry, infrastructure and housing will just magically expand like Minecraft chunks.
And they're coming here to escape.
It's about kicking all these boats back to where they come from, mate. Simple, protecting the women, the children and the innocent and the vulnerable. They're not coming for the good of the English, mate. They're coming for themselves, greed.
One of the things I've heard over there is they're saying...
That's what I meant with a distinction between refugees and economic migrants. If you are escaping Syria, do you know how many countries do you have to go through to enter Britain? 5, 6?
Saying that they don't want any people to come in illegally by boat. What do you think about that?
I think that the whole issue of immigration has to be looked at calmly and coolly and not in this manner. It's got to be dealt with through legislation, through Parliament, not by this kind of behaviour. There's got to be more jaw and less war.
In my honest opinion, if you have immigrants...
There is a limit to how much you can take. And it seems that Britain has reached its limit.
Who do not meld with the culture that we have in the country, then they are an inflammatory cause of division in this country as well. They're not really one of us, and it doesn't seem like they want to be one of us. And that's why you see a lot of the people who are protesting here today, they're just not happy with the people who are here.
Over on the Counterprotest, they're saying that these people are coming over because they're fleeing war-torn countries. How do
Why
you
do you
feel
think
about
we're wearing black and white balaclavas today? We're showing anti-racism. That's the full reason we're wearing these today, to show that Britain is not racist in any way. We're just here to state that we want our country back.
And what do you do to get your country back? What is the ideal version of
Calais with a big Rambo knife and I'd slice every dingy there.
Another reason why they're wearing a balaclava is because Britain is a police state now. I've seen cops with cameras recording your face and then going through databases to recognize who you are. It's insane.
Before it even got in the sea.
And what would your ideal version of Britain look like?
Working class Britain, mate. Simple as that. Families and everyone respecting each other in harmony.
If you're not from Britain, you don't deserve our benefits.
Now, at the end of the day, I was able to have a quick conversation with one of the co-leaders from Britain First to see just what is this whole movement about.
So obviously today, marching for remigration, what does that mean?
That means that if you look at the demographic trends, we are on course to become a minority in our own country because of uncontrolled mass immigration. We are going to reverse that situation with a process called remigration. So everyone who's come to this country over the last 30 years is going to be deported. All the illegal immigrants that have come into this country are going to be deported. Foreign criminals are going to be deported. Anyone connected to Islamic extremism is going to be deported, whether they're born here or not. We're going to roll back the tide because Tony Blair's government in 1997,
Get your fucking country back. That's what I want to hear, because right now you have to even start prefacing every sentence with "I'm not racist," because otherwise you would have a mob against you, you know?
deliberately set out to displace us and replace us in our own land. They set out to deliberately flood this country so that they could get more votes, and they openly admit this.
That's the thing. Demographics aren't feelings, they're math. That's why people are panicked, because math does not negotiate, you know. But don't worry, bro, you will love being a minority, right? Just ask the Boers in South Africa. Oh, wait.
So it's a deliberate, calculated plan to take our country off of us. And we are going to take it back, and we are going to restore the British people, the native indigenous British people, as the demographic majority in this land.
So anyone who's here legally, would you allow them to stay? Would they be okay on that list?
Well, it'd be like a rolling process. So we would start off with illegal immigrants, then we'd start with anyone connected to Islamic extremism, foreign criminals, and then we would work our way down. At that point, we'd look at legal migration, which has been done deliberately to try and replace us in our own land.
Legal migration from culturally appropriate countries, from countries where people would assimilate and people would be culturally compatible. When you have the Muslim religion forbids alcohol and going to the pub for Britain is like a national pastime, these are like completely opposite cultures. It's like incredibly stupid what they've been doing for all these years. I can't believe it has been allowed to go on for this long.
And anyone who's arrived in the last 10 years will be asked to leave. Anyone who's arrived in the last 30 years who's committed crimes, and we'll work out a humane and decent way of doing things. But the net result of it will be that within 15 years, we will be back at 80-90% the population of this country, and we will no longer be at threat of being a minority in our own country.
And what do you think will happen if obviously we do become the minority in the country? What do you fear will happen?
I think what will happen to us is what happened to the whites of South Africa and the Native Americans back in the 1800s when they had their land taken off them. Nothing good came out of it. Once you become a despised, helpless minority, you're outnumbered, you're outvoted, then you can expect atrocities and genocide to be inflicted on you.
And over there you've had some people come out to counter-protest today. What do you think about that? Obviously they're saying racist, Nazis, far rights, fascists. How do you feel about that?
If you took away all of those bogey words, they wouldn't have an argument. There's no British flags there, not an English flag, a British flag. All there are is 2 Palestinian flags. That tells you everything you need to know about what they stand for in politics. they're treacherous, they're anti-British, they hate this country, they hate our people,
Yeah.
and they are more than happy for us to be reduced to a minority in our own land.
Also
Yeah.
over there, they're saying that they want refugees to come in because they're fleeing war-torn countries. What do you think about those who are fleeing persecution?
Persecution and war in France, they get on the boats in France to come to Britain. So none of them, they pass through peaceful country after peaceful country after
Exactly.
peaceful country, specifically to get to the country
Yeah.
that gives them the most lavish benefits
Yeah,
imaginable.
exactly.
So, and they're 95% working age, fighting age men, which means that they're not genuine refugees, or there'd be a mix of women, elderly, children, so on. They're just men, they're working age men.
Yeah, 99% of the people, you've seen the lines of illegal immigrants at borders. How many women and children do you see? I've seen none. I see mostly only just men. Lines and lines of military-aged men. It's insane. It should not be happening.
Economically active men come to this country because they get looked after.
And obviously, as far as going for deportations, there's human rights and things in the way for a lot of times where the government's tried to do deportations before. What can be done to get around that to make it a viable option?
Well, we take all the human rights laws and anything that stops us deporting people from this country, and we'll make a bonfire in Parliament Square and we'll just burn the whole lot. And then we will deport millions of people from this country.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get as many interviews as I'd have liked to. This is because we got harassed and then the police made it a little bit awkward and difficult to get any more.
Yeah, because if you free press in the UK means you have to have the correct government issued badge, and everybody else is a potential agitator.
As always, please let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments.
If Orwell was alive, he'd be live streaming from a cell right now. I don't know what to tell you anymore. The split is that normal British people are begging for borders, and counter-protesters are shrieking about Nazis, and the government is more afraid of journalists than they are afraid of boats full of illegal immigrants. If you think Britain can survive endless mass migration without becoming unrecognizable, I have a beachfront property in Birmingham to sell you. So, subscribe now, or you'll wake up tomorrow with your fridge being reacquisitioned for diversity redistribution. Subscribe now, or you'll wake up tomorrow with your fridge. Okay, subscribe now. Okay, so subscribe now, and also comment below if you believe Britain will even exist as Britain by 2050, or if you think it's already too late. That's it. See you on the next one.